What's going on, guys? Welcome back to Clay'sCoins. I believe competence creates confidence. So I started this channel to bring you guys some information, education, and better understanding of cryptocurrency and the stock market. Some technical analysis, fundamental analysis, and some real and honest information that I'm always going to bring you guys. No bias. I'm not going to push any coins that I'm holding. I'm not going to push any coins that I'm trying to sell. I'm going to tell you guys the facts and let you guys do what you guys do. That's why it's not financial advice. It's not an indication to buy, hold, or sell any cryptocurrency or stock talked about in this video or on this channel. But today we're looking at the big dog. Well, not Bitcoin, but Ethereum. Ethereum has crazy news coming out right now. Finally, multiple years in the making, this news is here. We have a release date for Ethereum, what was formerly known as Ethereum 2.0. What they're referring to now, the whole event, as the merge. Pretty much it's going to be Ethereum's execution layer combining with Ethereum's consensus layer. Ethereum will be moving from a proof of work cryptocurrency over to a proof of stake cryptocurrency. And that will mean that it will not be mineable. It will become a deflationary asset, and it will be way more energy efficient. So this is huge news. This has been in the making and in the works for a long time, and a lot of people are really invested into this. So without further ado, let's look at a couple Ethereum based topics. First things first, we'll take a look at something a little familiar with you guys, which is CoinMarketCap. As of right now, it's the number 2 cryptocurrency in the world. Ethereum is, ticker symbol ETH. If you don't know by now, I don't understand what you're doing. But 2.8 million watch lists is how many it's on, which is crazy. And at the time of this recording, we're looking at $1,889.37 USD for an Ethereum. At the time of this recording, however, over the last 24 hours, we've seen a low of 1809 and a high of 1900, which means this 1800 looks to be holding, and it looks like we're going to be heading towards the 2000, maybe even the 2400. As you guys can see here, we're up a lot, a decent amount on the day, but in the last 7 days, Ethereum is up about 17 to 18%, I believe. So, starting at August 4th, you could have gotten Ethereum for $1,588, and if you sold yesterday or earlier today, you could have gotten it for about $1,922. So that's pretty crazy when you think about the fact that you could have made $400 in just about a week on the second biggest cryptocurrency in the world. You're making those gains in a time like this. It almost doesn't get better than that. But why, you might ask? Some people down here think, oh, fake pump again and again, market manipulation, blah, blah, blah. This guy has it right because he says my biggest mistake was not buying ETH in July at $970. That is absolute fact. And you might have just seen something down there, a little sneak peek of what's actually happening, because the merge is here and they have announced, this is why we say buy the rumor, sell the news. This is the buy the rumor event. Everyone, now that the merge is actually released, obviously people trusted that this was going to be happening for a while, but now that it is actually out in the open and out there, they're being transparent with an actual date. They've completed some testnet launches. This is getting real, and people are flooding right in. You're going to have the fear of missing out. People are going to FOMO in, and then the buy the rumor, and then once we get closer and closer to the merge, you'll see a big drop off in price because people will be selling the news and selling this big new thing. This is just a pattern that repeats itself throughout time with many different investments. Anytime there's any big plans or big events in the media or anything going on, buy the rumor, sell the news is something you guys can take with you and utilize and look out for. Anytime you see a big pump, there's usually something fundamentally in the news relating to the cryptocurrency or project that is pumping. So now that the cat is out of the bag, we'll head over to News BTC. Ethereum merge scheduled for September 15th/16th. ETH's price skyrockets. This was posted about 2 hours ago, and Reynaldo Marquez is the journalist who wrote this. Sorry if I'm mispronouncing that. As Keenan Gray says, I've never heard it said out loud. I like that, so I'm going to say it. Ethereum is moving higher over today's trading session, and it seems to be targeting previous levels about the $2,000 mark. The cryptocurrency soars as the quote-unquote merge becomes imminent and backs the bullish sentiment across the market. As you guys know, many cryptocurrencies are either correlated and run in parallel, in unison almost, sometimes it seems, with Bitcoin and or Ethereum, depending on what they're built on, depending on what network utilizes them the most. You might hear some birds squawking in the background, but I don't mind it. I hope you guys don't. However, Ethereum and the altcoins that are correlated with it are going to show similar price movement. So when you see big pumps with Ethereum, you can see big pumps with the assets that are built on Ethereum or NFTs, which is why recently you guys might have seen some cryptocurrencies that have NFT ties. Those cryptocurrencies are pumping, especially if the NFTs are built on Ethereum, because Ethereum is pumping. You know, a lot of this, even though it seems like just because you don't know exactly in the moment why something's happening, doesn't mean there's not a reason. And generally, it's not too hard to find if you actually look. So at the time of writing, each price trades at about 1900. We know as of, when I'm recording this, it's about 1880 right around there, with a 3% profit in the last 24 hours and a 17% profit over the past week. That is big. Ethereum is the best performing asset in the crypto top 10 by market cap, recording bigger gains than Solana, Polkadot, and Bitcoin. So, Bitcoin, yeah, I can see Ethereum making bigger gains than Bitcoin just by nature due to its market cap being about, a third of the size of Bitcoin. But raking in gains that are larger than Polkadot and Solana, that's huge because those market caps are far less than Ethereum. So for projects like those, it's going to take much less volume fluctuation, a lot less implied volatility and different things like that to make the price spike up or go down. Obviously, if you have $30 million put into Polkadot or Solana, that's going to up the price a lot because the market cap is right around there, you know what I mean? If you have something like Ethereum, which has, 100, 200, $300 million market cap, it's going to take a lot more money going in or out to affect the price. Do you see what I mean? The bullish momentum for Ethereum seems poised to extend. In a recent ETH Core developers call, the Merge mainnet release was tentatively scheduled for September 15th to 16th. So, I will note that they said tentatively. That means that they're not entirely sure. However, they're just going to try to, cover their butts the best that they can. Throw that liability stuff in there just in case it ends up being, the 17th or something like that, or something happens. You never know. However, when you look at this, it really does hammer home the fact that this is coming soon. This announcement comes at the heels of a successful implementation of the merge on another main Ethereum testnet. I'm not even going to try to pronounce that because I know I'll butcher it. That is the final dress rehearsal for this major upcoming event that will combine Ethereum's execution layer with its consensus layer. And as I stated previously, this will be the final completion of the transition from proof of work to proof of stake. And this process will provide the blockchain with better performance, much lower transaction fees, scalability, less energy consumption, and it will no longer be mineable. This will also most likely cause a pump in Ethereum Classic. And also, I believe there's talk about a new fork coming from Ethereum. So you'll have Ethereum Classic, this Ethereum fork, and then the actual Ethereum. I'm not sure if that is 100%, but I would keep an eye out on Ethereum Classic's price during this entire merge event. The potential for the merge to attract new users and capital into Ethereum ecosystem is one of the reasons why it's perceived as bullish by many and by the market. Data from Material Indicators, or MI, indicates that almost every investor class has been buying into Ethereum's current price action. So, that is definitely not how words work when they're put together, but what they just mean is that every different type of investor is, depending on how much they're investing, whether it's $5, 500, 5,000, or 5 million, whatever it is, you can see the different criteria down here in this little legend. However, all investors have increased the amount that they've been buying Ethereum while Ethereum is progressively going up in price, including, the all orders right here. This tracks every single order, and you can see that it has run up so much over the past about 24 hours, 12 hours. Over the past 12 hours. This is crazy. So, further data from Material Indicators records important ask liquidity above ETH's price current levels. There are over $40 million in selling orders stacked from 1920 to 2000. These orders will operate as critical resistance. So, there are a tremendous amount of selling orders placed in between 1920 and 2000. So that right there is your level of resistance. When we talk about levels of support and resistance on the chart, which we're about to take a look at, that is what is going to indicate a huge level of resistance is a big sell wall. What you'll find in a level of support would be a lot of buy pressure right there, or a lot of buy orders waiting. This goes on to talk about what it could spell for the price of Ethereum. To be completely honest, I'm not going to get too far into that because that speculation right now is exactly what I just said it is, which is speculation. We can talk all we want about it. However, within 24 hours of them announcing through a conference call that it would be the 15th to 16th, we have a 4% pump in price over the last 7 days. It's about 17 or 18% up in price. They've already rolled out the final dressing rehearsal for this. So it's definitely, the merge is imminent. It's coming. What happens with the price, depending on the entire market, that's when we'll start to see. Because right now we're seeing Ethereum break away from the market and have its own price action due to this news. That's why it is a huge buy the rumor, sell the news type event, because regardless of the fundamental and macroeconomic state of the cryptocurrency market, Ethereum is putting up price pumps unlike and unrelated to Bitcoin and the rest of the market. And it's doing this for a reason. Alright, and now we're over on TradingView because I wanted to show you guys, this is the chart, this is the Ethereum chart we've looked at. You guys can go check out my other videos. I try to leave these charts in, sometimes I don't clean them up the best that I should, but these are just different little lines of support, resistance. I'd like to color code them for everyone in case anyone has a hard time seeing, and I try to color code it and make it a little fun for everyone so that even when your entire portfolio is in the red, you can see some orange and yellow and green when you're watching my channel. So we have, this descending breakout wedge right here, a much larger wedge that started to form that we noticed, and a double top / triple bottom that I noticed in the last time I was charting this, which I will get rid of now. But as you can see right here, guys, we had 1, 2, 3 touches. This was a very bullish indicator in my opinion. We had the 3, okay, so we had clearly a big set wall of resistance right here. That's a great example of what we were just talking about that we saw in that article, which is between 1920 and 2000, we will be having a lot of sell orders in place, so it'll act as a wall of resistance. At this moment in time, we had, in late June, we had a lot of sell orders right around the $1,250 to $1,300 mark. So when the price approached up, you had this big push down that would push the price back down because so many people were selling to try to capitalize off of buying it at, 7, 8, 900, whichever. Crazy. Let me know down below what's the lowest price you were able to get Ethereum at this year. But we hit these buy walls. So we came up, hit a sell wall. We had a big buy wall right here, hit a sell wall, came down, hit another buy wall, came up, hit a sell wall, came down, hit another buy wall, and then we broke the sell wall. And that's why you have this great big candle right here, because this was a powerful candle that sent us up and rocketed us up. And then you could see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 days in a row, we were trying to touch and break through the 1671 resistance line, and then we finally did. You had these wicks on the top getting longer because you had so much selling pressure pushing it down, even though it was on the rise and Ethereum was trying to pump, and that led to the development of this great big overarching breakout wedge, which in combination with the fundamental news of Ethereum 2.0 consensus layer, whatever you want to call it, being implemented September 15th to 16th, allowed for us to seriously break out to territory that we have not seen since the end of May. And that was when we were falling. We haven't seen a positive gain like this in a long, long time. So keep in mind, though, that we are now just back to where we were prior to the early June crash, which was coming off of, a stair step down from before. We still have a long way to go, guys, to get back to where we were. However, this is definitely a good sign. And if we can break through, where we've been at since, we haven't, I will give us a little bit more room to grow here. I'm going to put this line up here right around the 21.5. Obviously, actually, we'll listen to the article. The article said between 1920 and 2000 there's a lot of buy orders. So we'll put it right about here. 1959 we'll call it. Right around here, it's actually right at the top of that wick. And if we can break through that, guys, we should be seriously looking for a great momentum play, especially with the consensus layer coming out at an actually defined, divulged date at this moment. Obviously anything can change in cryptocurrency, as we've seen throughout all this, so not financial advice, all that good stuff. You can, however, trade cryptocurrency over on Webull if you want to take advantage of that. If you haven't set up an account on any fintech applications and you want to support the channel, it always supports the channel. If you set up a new account, put a penny into it, and then you get a bunch of free stocks, and shows that we're doing a good job over here. So in conclusion, one thing I will point out, guys, is that if we are able to, in this area right here, coming up over the next few days, pretty much throughout the rest of the month of August, we have this beautiful little window up here between the red line that I just put there and this overarching blue channel that has existed since, last August. We're about a year into this channel at this point. You could really argue that it began in maybe last September, maybe even November 30th, because that's when we never got higher. You know what I mean? That was the high, our all-time high. It was technically in November 10th, but that was our all-time high, was the month of November, and then since we've been in this descending blue channel. However, as I was just pointing out, this little area that I just circled is an in-between. That's if we're able to break through the sell wall, and then we haven't come close to breaking out of that blue wall since. We had one confirmation in December, one confirmation in April. If we have a confirmation and don't break through, I would absolutely be careful in how far this thing could drop. If we see a confirmation, one more confirmation on this blue channel, and we do not break through it, that is when, to be completely honest with you guys, I would seriously consider moving my investments into more conservative bets for the foreseeable future. Because if we confirm this blue channel again, I don't see how we're going to get out anytime soon, especially with the way inflation is looking. So I don't want to leave off on a bad note, but I'm not going to lie to you guys. And if I notice something, especially something that I could think can be that deleterious to your portfolio, I'm going to let you know as soon as I know. So keep an eye out for that little, this window of opportunity that could be very, very detrimental. But other than that, guys, that is going to be everything for the video today. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Go ahead and follow the Twitter at RealClaysCoins. Follow the Instagram. Subscribe. Hit the like button. Notification button. All comments help the algorithm. Share the video with anyone you know. Or just share it around to your social media. I don't care, guys. Just getting the channel out there helps so much. If you want to support the channel even more, there's PayPal, CashApp. You can hit the join button to become a true supporter of the channel. All those things help because you know as well as I do right now that crypto is hurting. So imagine what YouTube's algorithm thinks about that. They do not care about the cryptocurrency talk right now until Elon says something about it. So if you want to support the channel, definitely do that. Put a flexing emoji in the comment section down below if you enjoyed the video, as you guys know. And other than that, take care of yourselves, stay hydrated, keep enjoying the beautiful weather we've had, and if you're really, really hot, it's like triple digits, just try to stay cool. Do something. That's why I always say stay hydrated. It's important in times like these, guys. Either way, thank you.